Welcome to When Something Feels Off. Sometimes our bodies know that something is wrong before our minds have words for it. And this meditation invites you to listen more deeply to the signals of emotional unsafety and to trust your inner knowing with greater compassion and clarity. Many of us learn to override our internal signals to explain away discomfort, to stay connected with someone at the cost of trusting ourselves. We tell ourselves that we were too sensitive, too reactive, that we're imagining things. So if trusting yourself feels complicated, you're definitely not alone. And today I'm just inviting you to make more space for the quiet wisdom that's within you. Please begin by finding a position that feels grounding, supportive. Notice your breath. It's really feeling your inhale and exhale. And let your body soften in whatever ways feels natural to you. This is an invitation to listen to yourself more deeply. Just letting your breath bring you to the center of your being, connecting more to your heart with each rise and fall of your breath. Now, if it feels okay to you, bring to mind a recent interaction or relationship where something felt a little bit off. You may not have clear language for it, perhaps only a feeling, maybe a sense of tightness, confusion, exhaustion, walking on eggshells, a sense of shrinking, self-doubt. Just let yourself remember gently whatever comes to mind. Just some interaction where something felt off. What did your body know? Did your chest tighten? Did your energy drain? Did your thoughts become foggy? Did you leave feeling smaller than when you arrived? Our nervous systems often register truth before our minds are ready to name it. So, what have you asked yourself? Have I been minimizing something I've been feeling? Am I explaining away a repeated pattern because I want connection more than clarity? Am I abandoning myself somehow in order to preserve peace? Just pause here compassionately. Where have I abandoned myself in order to preserve peace? Many people learned early that staying safe meant staying agreeable, that belonging required some form of self-betrayal. So if discernment feels difficult, that makes sense. Now I invite you to ask yourself, what would more self-respect look like here? Not blaming someone else, not accusing someone else, but just being more truthful. Perhaps it looks like a little more distance, a clearer boundary, a harder conversation, asking for more support, or simply believing yourself more. Something feels off. See if you could let one small act of self-protection come to mind. If nothing comes to mind, I'm just going to bring up some examples again and see if your body says yes to any of them. Just believing yourself more can be a really powerful first step. Or asking for more support, setting a clearer boundary, knowing that you need to have a hard conversation. Taking a little more distance. Just see what pops into your mind. as we wind down, please remember that discernment is often wisdom, that emotional safety can begin the moment we stop arguing with what our body already knows. Please once again notice your breath. Feeling the support of the ground underneath you. If it resonates, carry this thought with you that you don't need dramatic proof to honor what does not feel safe. You don't need dramatic proof to honor what does not feel safe. Just come back gently, gradually, as you feel ready. And would love to hear from you either in chat or out loud. What came up for you in this meditation? It can just be a few words of how you're doing right now. It feels like a very evocative meditation. It is for me, just thinking about the ways that I'm so good at making allowances for other people's behavior. I'm seeing you nod knowingly, Phyllis. Yeah. Magdalena, I'm glad you made it.
I've begun to think of meditation as a process of cooperation. And for me, it starts with cooperating with my own mind.
Meditation as a process of cooperation, and it begins with cooperating with your own mind. Cooperating with your own mind, meaning just being open to whatever is coming up for you.
Yeah. Well, and it also reminds me of the beginning of the Mary Oliver poem. Begins something like, "You do not have to walk on your knees 100 miles through the desert." The idea of cooperating with my own mind is I don't have to do something to hear and experience what's already there. I have to be awake. That's what I have to do.
You have to be awake and cooperative. Yeah.
Which is easy to say, but not easy for me to
It's
do.
not it's not easy to do.
Yeah.
It's not easy to do.
One, can I share a thought?
Please.
I was thinking about how it's uncomfortable to set a boundary in many relationships. And then I had a thought that why should I be so afraid to set a boundary when I really want people to be able to tell me their boundaries so that I can respect them. And that's a nice thought. But then another thought came that that's not always true. Sometimes when people tell me a boundary, I do fuss about it, and I wish it was different, and sometimes want to argue. I'm not so present, that they're just saying their truth. And I think that's something that I fear is going to happen when I have a boundary to uphold, that other people are going to argue back. So I think I was just a little bit more mindful of that inclination, and I want to look for in the following days these interactions. Am I really like listening to people's boundaries the way I want to? And I think that usually helps me be more courageous with my boundaries as well, like modeling, respecting boundaries as well.
That's a really deep, thoughtful response. And what it's bringing up for me is all the different ways that people express their boundaries. It's often not very clear. It could be nonverbal, it could be a reluctance to say something directly, it could be a hesitance of some kind, and for ourselves as well. I'm really looking forward to Andrea and I co-leading this next international meeting on Sunday. Honor your limits, honor yourself. It's all about the topic of boundaries, and we had just such a fascinating preparation meeting the other day, so I'm really looking forward to it. And let me read what's happening in chat. Magdalena, happiness was that I could get in. Do we have access to recording? Yes, we do. Please listen to the recording. I feel like there is a lot to really sit with in this meditation. And Magdalena is saying it's not easy to set boundaries, especially when we want to do it in an honest way, being aware and cooperative. Elizabeth, most often patterns draw you in another behavior that your body speaks to you. And Matthias, I see a boundary as a gift. Not everybody is always able to receive that gift. Neither am I. Yes, a boundary is a gift. It's a good note for us to end on, and a reminder that next week, Christina is taking over for me because I'm going to a workshop and focusing more on the topic of boundaries. It's boundaries without guilt next week. Thank you all for joining today, and thank you to everyone on YouTube as well.